Good morning, all. So, in the last class, we have discussed about history of iron making. So today we will discuss about uh, the evolution of iron making process in India. So the efforts of making iron using coke was led to the establishment of Bengal Iron Works at Palti in 1870. The open top blast furnace was commissioned in 1875, and the charge material they have used is of ore and coke, having capacity of 20 ton per day. And you can see the chemical composition of the iron which produced through this particular furnace. It's having carbon 0.84% and other impurities like manganese 0.97, silicon 1.13, phosphorus we have 0.36, sulfur 0.12, and rest is have iron. So Jamshed Tata was established the integrated steel plant in 1908 in the name of Tata Iron and Steel, that is ISCO, and its production had started in the year 1912. Then the Indian Iron and Steel Company was started in 1918 at Hirapur near Asansol, where it is producing pig iron. Then later on in 1936, it was picked up the Bengal Iron and Steel Company, and in 1953, both were amalgamated into an integrated steel plant known as Indian Iron and Steel Company, where we call it as ISCO at Berhampur. In 1918, Mysore Iron and Steel Works at Bhadravati, now we call it as Visvesvaraya Iron and Steel Limited, was started with a small charcoal blast furnace of 60 ton per day capacity to produce 20,000 ton of pig iron per annum. And later, at later stages, the capacity has increased to 100 ton per day. And in 1936, this steel plant was converted into an integrated steel plant. Similarly, in the year of 1955 to 1960, various steel plants were set up, like you have Rourkela steel plant, Bhilai steel plant, Durgapur steel plant, etc. The Bokhara steel plant was set up in 1965 to 70, and it started its production in the year 1973. In 1970, the government of India set up a central agency called Steel Authority of India Limited, that we popularly call it as a SAIL, control, supervise, and develop iron and steel industry. And all the public sector units comes under SAIL. So in 1980, government policies changed towards liberation rather than central control. And because of that, another organization has came into existence under an independent authority as Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, that is RINL, and also it's called as Vizag Steel Plant. In 1990s, iron making units and also many integrated iron and steel making plants began to be set up in private sector also, which includes traditional blast furnace based steel plants, DRI plants, particularly the coal based and gas based DRI process, was preferred for the large scale production of DRI, and it is an outcome of it is used in the EAF process or induction route of iron making. You can see some of the major integrated steel plants under public sector unit in India, having various capacities, and it's different products in different locations. So we have under SAIL, we have Bhilai Steel Plant having a capacity of 7 MTPA. This is the data which we have taken from the Ministry of Steel report as per September 2020 data. So if at all it's gone for any expansions, then maybe the number will be little change will be there. And this plant is located in Bhilai. Produce products like rails, wire rods, heavy plates, etc. Bhilai Steel Plant under public sector and Jindal Steel Power Limited under private sector. These are the two plants basically in India producing the rail steels. We have another integrated steel plant under SAIL, that is Durgapur Steel Plant, having capacity of 2.2 MTPA, producing products like blooms, billets, wheels, axles, etc. And then we have Rourkela Steel Plant located in Rourkela, Odisha, having a capacity of 4.2 MTPA, producing products like plates, hot roll, cold roll strips, galvanized plain sheets, etc. Then we have Bokaro Steel Plant located in Bokaro, having capacity of 4.61 MTPA, producing products like hot roll, cold roll strips, galvanized plain sheets, etc. Then we have the ISCO, the Indian Iron and Steel Company in Berhampur, having capacity of 2.5 MTPA, producing billets, bars, hot roll sheets, etc. And we have also having alloy steel plant at Durgapur, having capacity of 0.50 MTPA, producing bar, sheet, and forged products. Then we have Salem Steel Plant at Salem, Tamil Nadu, having capacity of 0.18 MTPA, producing cold rolled stainless steel sheets. Then we have Visvesvaraya Iron and Steel Limited at Bhadravati, Karnataka, having capacity of 0.20 MTPA, producing bars, forged items, etc. And we have RINL, that is Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, popularly called as Vizag Steel Plant, located in Vizag, Andhra Pradesh, having a capacity of 7.3 MTPA, producing wire rods, billets, and beams. So these are some of the integrated steel plants under SAIL, PSU. And we have few integrated steel plants in the private sector also, producing various grades of steels. We have Tata Steel Limited, having a capacity of 20.6 MTPA. This is a consolidated figure I am representing here, that is the entire Tata Group. And they are producing products like rods, plates, gear sheets, bearings, hot and cold strips. Then we have ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel, we call it as AMNS, and priorly it is SR Steels, located in Hajira, having capacity of 9.6 MTPA. And this is the data which again I have taken from the Ministry of Steel's annual report as per 2022-2023 statistics. Okay. So this is the latest data. And this AMNS plant is producing iron ore pellets, hot briquette iron, cold and hot rolled products, galvanized steels, etc. And then we have JSW Limited. Again, this is the consolidated capacity of all the various different plants located in India, having a total capacity of 23 MTPA, located in different locations. We have at Karnataka, then Tamil Nadu, then we have in Maharashtra at various locations, producing hot roll, cold roll, electrical steels, galvanized steels, TMT bars, wire rods, and special steels. Then we have JSP, Jindal Steel and Power Limited, located in again different locations in India and abroad, having a capacity of 8.1 MTPA, producing blooms, billets, rods, and other products. Then we have Jindal Stainless Limited, JSL, having a capacity of 1.1 MTPA, located in Jajpur, Odisha. This is producing cold rolled stainless steels. Then we have Jindal Stainless Hisar, located at Haryana state, having a capacity of 0.78 MTPA, producing products like stainless steel strips for razor blades, slabs and blooms, hot rolled coils, strips, plates, point blanks, friction strips. Okay. So here they produce the coins used for currency. Okay. So these are the some of the integrated steel plants located in our country under private and public sector. So now we'll move on to the next topic, that is raw materials for iron making. So we use various raw materials, produce molten iron through the blast furnace route. So the first raw material is iron ore. So we produce iron ore we produce molten iron through blast furnace route by using iron bearing material in different forms. One is in the form of lumps that you can see in this particular picture, and followed by we also use agglomerates. See, whenever we are doing the mining operation, so we collect the lumps from the mines, iron ore mines, and those are called as runoff mines. And that mined ore, we bring it to the plant, or if beneficiation process is available at the location of the mine itself, then we do the beneficiation at that location itself, inside the beneficiation process, or otherwise we bring the iron ore by any means of transport to the plant, and we do beneficiation at the plant location. Followed by we do the comminution process, that is the sizing techniques. So during this comminution process, we end up with certain amount of fines. So these fines, we cannot charge it inside the blast furnace because it is difficult for the transportation, as well as it is difficult to charge inside the blast furnace because they fly off. And also, charging fines inside the blast furnace will deteriorate the permeability of the bed of solids inside the blast furnace. It is very, very important. The permeability is very important to have an effective interaction between the gas and the solid, followed by the reduction reactions to take place effectively. So we don't encourage any good amount of fine generation inside the blast. However, how much care we take, but still a certain amount of fine generation will be taking place. But high amount of fine generation is not at all good for the effective running of the blast. So we cannot charge these fines, whatever are generated during the comminution process. But at the same time, we cannot discard these fines also, because it is also having a good amount of metallic values inside it, similar to that of your lumps. So To utilize these fines as a raw material inside the blast furnace, we convert these fines into a feed material by giving certain shape to it, so that it can be easy for the transportation, also can be easy for the feeding inside the blast furnace as an iron bearing material. So conversion of these fines into agglomerates, that is sinters and pellets. So overall iron bearing material, whatever we are charging inside the blast furnace, will constitute around 85 to 90% will be the agglomerates, that will be in the form of sinters and pellets, and around 10 to 15% will be of your iron ore lumps. So this is the first raw material which basically discussing, and it is used in the blast furnace for production of iron. The next one is the coke, called as a metallurgical coke, which is used as a fuel inside the blast furnace. We charge this coke from the top of the blast furnace, just like the iron bearing material, followed by the next raw material, that is fluxes. That is, we use limestone, dolomite, and quartz to a certain extent. So these are the various fluxing agents we basically add into the blast furnace, which will take care of the gangue content associated with iron bearing material. Apart from these, we also inject pulverized coal, called as PCI, pulverized coal injection, through the rear part of the blast furnace, so that this will lower down the consumptions of the coke inside the blast furnace. Apart from all these, we also purge the preheated blast, heated air, called as a blast, inside the blast furnace. Okay. So the name blast furnace actually came into existence with the injection of pressurized air into the blast furnace. So these are the major raw materials which we use for the production of hot metal through blast furnace. Among these raw materials, iron ore in the form of lumps or sinters or agglomerates, coke, and fluxes. All these three raw materials will be charged from the top of the blast furnace, whereas the pulverized coal will be charged into the blast furnace through the rear part. We inject it through the rear part of the furnace. And apart from that, air is also purged into the blast furnace to the bottom. And this is the raw material chemistry, whatever the raw material we have discussed now. So you can see the chemistry of these raw materials. The iron ore having a rough composition of Fe, and along with that, gangue content is associated with it, that is SiO2 and Al2O3. So basically, as far as the Indian iron ores are concerned, those are siliceous ores and high alumina ores. Okay, so you can see the range of Al2O3 content and SiO2. So it is in the range of 3%. 3% is very, very high as far as Al2O3 is concerned. So before we subject this iron bearing material into the blast furnace, we do some beneficiation process so that to a certain extent this gangue content can be separated from the metallic part. And then we add the agglomerates. You can see the chemistry of the sinters and the pellets, and you can also see the chemistry of the steel, that is the coke, having a carbon content 87%, and ash and sulfur content is around 0.6 and equal to 13%. Apart from this, these are the fluxing agents: limestone, dolomite, and quartz. CaCO3 and CaMgCO3, and then quartz is a type of. This is the chemistry of raw materials. We'll move on to the iron minerals and its characteristics. Very, very important. The iron ore is existed in different forms. It is existed in oxide form, hydroxide form, carbonate form, sulfide form, and in complex ore form in nature. Under oxide ores, we have hematite and magnetite. They are the major ores which we basically use it for the production of iron to the blast furnace route, because this constitutes a maximum amount of metallic content. So you can see the chemical formula of hematite, that is Fe2O3, and this is having Fe percent approximately 70%. So you can calculate from the chemical formula the Fe content. It is from Fe2O3, you can easily calculate that is 2 times of your atomic weight of iron divided by 2 times of atomic weight of iron in plus 3 times of atomic weight of oxygen. So this will give the Fe content around 70%. And hematite, you can remember it is like hemoglobin. It is red in color. So that's why whenever you go to any iron ore plants or integrated steel plants, you can see the red dust. That is basically the hematite ore. So it is basically brown to reddish brown in color. And this hematite ore, we are having rich deposits in various states like Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Jharkhand, Odisha, Maharashtra, and all. So, and this hematite ore is basically non-magnetic in nature, having a specific gravity of 4.925 points. It is very important. Whenever you want to do the separation of metallic part from the non-metallic part by using any media, so then you use this data, specific gravity, and we try to use the media which is having a specific gravity in between metallic and non-metallic part, so that we can easily segregate the metallic and non-metallic part during the beneficiation process. And the crystal structure is hexagonal. Similarly, magnetite, we have the chemical formula, that is Fe3O4. Again, similarly, in the same manner, how we calculated the Fe content from the hematite, similarly here also we can calculate. So here it will be 3 times of atomic weight of Fe divided by 3 times of atomic weight of Fe plus 4 times of atomic weight of oxygen. So if you do it, then you will get a 72%. So this is basically, magnetite is basically black in color. So we can remember, like, magnetite means a magnet. So it is black in color. So this is located in different places, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Goa, and to an extent Rajasthan also. So this is strongly magnetic in nature. So because of this property, we can easily separate magnetite by magnetic drum separator. having specific gravity of 5.2 and it's octahedral. So then move on to hydroxides. We have limonite having chemical formula of 2Fe2O3 3H2O, and is having Fe content of 60%, and it is yellowish brown in color, and present in states like Gujarat, Karnataka, Rajasthan, and Manipur. And this again, it is a non-magnetic, having a specific gravity of 3.624, and it is orthorhombic in nature. Then you have geotite, Fe2O3 H2O, having a percentage 60%, brownish to black, present in places like Nagaland. Non-magnetic in nature, it is having a gravity of 4 to 4.4. This hydroxide, so that's why it is the iron ore is combined with the H2O. Similarly, carbonates means the iron is associated with the carbonaceous material. So under these carbonates, we have siderites having a chemical formula of FeCO3, and Fe content is 48%, and this is light dark brown in color, located in states like Haryana and Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan, Karnataka. This is non-magnetic again, having a specific gravity of 3.7 to 3.9. Then, and it is a carbohydrate. And they have sulfides. In the name itself, it is there. Sulfides means the Fe is associated with sulfur content. So under sulfides, we have pyrite ore. Then it is the chemical formula is FeS2, having a Fe content of 64%. Then it is bronze yellow to pale brass yellow. It is located in the states like Assam, Karnataka, Rajasthan, AP, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, and all. Again, it is non-magnetic, having specific gravity of 4.8 to 4.1 to begin with. Then we have complex ores are there. Under complex ores, the ilmenite ores comes into the complex ores where we have FeS with TiO, right? TiO. So having Fe content 35%. These are we call it as a lean ores, but the Fe content is very, very less. So it is not beneficial when you use this kind of iron ores, the production of iron through the BF. So it is black in color, and it is deposited in states like Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and it is non-magnetic and having a specific gravity of 4.5 to 5 and trigonation. So among all these iron ores which are present in the nature, we predominantly prefer oxide ore, hematite as well as the magnetite. So again, in these two oxide ores, hematite and magnetite, we prefer mostly hematite ores, even though the Fe content is little slightly lesser than the magnetite ores, but its availability is very, very high. We have abundant amount of hematite ores, hematite deposits are available in the country. So that's why we prefer hematite ores as a iron bearing feed material inside the blast furnace. And magnetite ores, yeah, then to a certain extent, we do these magnetite ores also used as a feed material, especially in the form of pellets. We have a steel plant in Rajasthan, Bhilwara district. It is a single saw where they produce the iron pellets by using this ore. So, yeah, so this is the physical appearance of the various ores, whatever we have discussed till now. You can see the magnetite looks like black in color, hematite, it is red in color, limonite, yellow in color. So lemon, you can remember it's a lemon, so yellow in color. So siderites you have, pyrites you have. Okay. So this is the physical appearance of the ores, various iron ores. we'll see the iron deposits in India and what are the various states which are contributing major source of iron ore deposits. So according to 2020 data, top 5 iron ore producing countries are, we have Australia, having a capacity of 900 million tons using, and Brazil 400 million tons, then China 40 million tons, and then India we have 230 million tons, and then followed by Russia. So India ranks 4th in terms of world iron ore production, having high grade iron ore deposits of hematite grade. So according to Ministry of Mines annual report taken from there for the year 2019-20, India's leading state that produces iron ore is Odisha. Odisha is the state which is actually contributing the major iron ore deposits. It accounts for more than 55% of the total production, followed by Chhattisgarh, producing almost 17%, and followed by Karnataka and Jharkhand, producing 14% and 11% of it. So these are the states which are majorly contributing in the production of iron ore. Some of the locations we'll be discussing here. There we have this good amount of iron ore deposits are there. So in Odisha, Jharkhand belt, if you see, we have high grade of hematite ores are present in Badampara mines, Mayurbanj, that is in Odisha, and in Singham district, Jharkhand, we have hematite ores, and is mined in Goa and Naumundi. This Naumundi, from this ore from the Tata Steel, basically they get the iron ore deposits. The iron mining centers for Odisha region are, you can see, Bolani, Bashu, Pomka, and Jharkhand region we have Barajamda, Kiribura. So these ore occurs as massive hematite ores of around 60% Fe will be there. Then we have in Chhattisgarh region, that is Durg Bastar region, we have a good amount of iron ore deposits are there in the Durg district. And there are 14 deposits of high-grade hematite ores are there in this region, and we have famous Bailadala ores are there, having 65 to 69% of Fe, and Dalli Rajhara 55% Fe metallic value is there in this particular region. So iron from Bailadala ores is exported to other countries also, like Japan and Korea. And then if you come to the southern states, where we have states like Karnataka, in the region of Ballari and Tumkur belt. So the Kudremukh, that is KIOCL, the Kudremukh iron and steel, we have in the Chikmagalur district, where again contributing iron ore deposits are having 42% of Fe. Kudremukh magnetite ore deposits are being mined and upgraded, and considerable lot is either in the form of concentrate or pellet. So there is a public sector unity is there in the Karnataka state, in the Mangalore district. So that is the Kudremukh Iron Ore Company Limited, KIOCL, where they produce these pellets to magnetite. Then you have places where you have this Kurnool district in Andhra Pradesh, where you have high-grade deposits of hematite ore is available, having total reserves of 3.7 MT, 50 to 60% of Fe content is there in that. And some of the places in Prakasam district, also in Andhra Pradesh, where we have large deposits of low-grade iron ore with the hematite grade and magnetite quartz are present, having a Fe content of 30 to 37%. So these are some of the states where the iron ore deposits are abundantly available. So we'll discuss this metallurgical coal part in the next class.